Ever since I got this new job, I've had trouble sleeping at regular hours. I'm a police officer. Just graduated from the academy and got hired full-time at Beech Grove PD. Being the new guy, I of course got stuck with the shit shift. Overnights have been rough for my sleep schedule, and I found myself having trouble falling asleep before 3 a.m. As I blinked away the remnants of sleep, my eyes fell upon the baby monitor perched on the nightstand. Having just woken up, my vision was still a little blurry, but there was no mistaking what I saw. There on the screen was my wife, Emily, cradling our son Ethan in his nursery. The problem is, Emily's right next to me. Emily laid right beside me, her steady breathing a sharp contrast to the surreal image before me. Panic swelled within me as I grappled with the impossibility of the situation. I stumbled out of bed, my heart pounding in my chest. I crept slowly towards the nursery. The floorboards felt cold beneath my feet as I approached Ethan's room. The whispers grew louder, drawing me closer to the unknown. With bated breath, I pushed open the door to Ethan's nursery, the hinges creaking in protest. There, in the dimly lit room, stood Emily, her back turned to me, swaying with Ethan cradled in her arms. But doubt gnawed at me. Was this a result of my sleep deprivation? There had to be a logical explanation for this. I'm probably just seeing things. As I stepped closer, uncertainty coiled within me. The light from Ethan's iPad gently illuminated the room as the subtle tune of his bedtime music hummed throughout. The figure before me mirrored Emily's features perfectly. The same flowing hair, the same gentle touch. It whispered comforting words to Ethan, its voice a haunting echo of familiarity. My mind spun with conflicting thoughts, torn between the presence of Emily lying in bed and the apparition before me. Summoning my courage, I mustered the strength to speak. "Emily?" The woman turned slowly, her eyes locking onto mine. She had Emily's face, but I could tell something was off. A hint of malice lurked beneath her gaze, a subtle twist to her smile. "Darling," she said, her voice filled with honeyed persuasion, "what are you doing up so early?" Confusion consumed me as I stood there, torn between the woman in bed and the one before me. This woman, whoever she was, spoke with such familiarity and conviction. Doubt seeped into my bones, gnawing at my sanity. I couldn't sleep," I said. "I think this new schedule's throwing me off." "That's understandable, dear." She walked closer to me with Ethan in her arms and laid her hand on my cheek. "Things will get better, my love." Was this really Emily? She looked like her. She talked like her. Her touch, she even felt like her. So if this was Emily, who was that in bed with me? My mind reeled as I tried to process the events occurring before me. "Why don't you go back to bed, my love? You seem exhausted." "Yeah, I will. I think my lack of sleep's been getting to me and you know what? Never mind. It was so stupid." "Something on your mind?" Emily asked, a comforting gentleness in her voice. "Nothing. I woke up and I saw you on the baby monitor holding Ethan. Only, you were right next to me. It was probably just the sleep deprivation messing with my head." "Okay, dear. Sleep well." I took a few steps before stopping at the door. Something felt off. "Hey, baby," I said softly. "Yes, my love." "Tell me," I implored, locking eyes with her. "What was the song we danced to on our wedding night? Not the song we danced to at the reception. The song that we danced to when we got to the cabin in Lake George, and it was just the two of us." Emily chuckled and smiled. "Sweetie, you know I know the answer to this. Why do you ask?" "For my sanity, please. Just give me an answer." Emily sighed. She could tell I was distraught. All right. Can't Help Falling in Love by Elvis. We danced to that after you showed me the poem you planned on giving me in the 3rd grade but didn't have the courage to." A sense of relief overcame me. I kissed Emily on the forehead as I made my way from Ethan's room and back to our bedroom. I was glad. Only the real Emily could have known a detail as personal as that. Emily and I were actually high school sweethearts, but we've known each other since the 1st grade. The first time I ever saw her was on the playground, the summer before 1st grade started, actually. An older boy, probably in 3rd or 4th grade at the time, was bullying her while she and her little sister were trying to make sand castles. I, wanting to be her knight in shining armor, stood up to the boy, only to end up upside down in a trash can. Still, she thought it was sweet that I stuck up for her, and we became friends. In the third grade, I wrote her a poem about how pretty I thought she was, but I was too shy to tell her how I felt. So it wasn't until our wedding night that I ended up showing her the heartfelt poem I had written almost 20 years ago. As I made my way back, I made a chilling discovery. The light was on in the bathroom. If Emily was in the nursery with Ethan, then who was in the bathroom? Slowly, I crept up to the door and knocked twice. "Hello," I asked nervously, anticipating an answer from whoever was in there. "Who's in there?" "Who else would it be? Ethan can't walk, much less use a toilet, and you're not in here, so it kind of narrows your options down as to who it would be." The voice called out. It was Emily. My heart sank into the pits of my stomach, and the sense of relief I felt just moments before all but dissipated. I sprinted back to Ethan's room, stumbling over myself and knocking over a lamp in the hallway table. They were gone. Ethan, and the entity that had been impersonating my wife, gone. The world around me went silent as anxiety surged through my body. My vision became blurry and my ears started to ring. I was in a daze that was broken by the illumination of Ethan's iPad. As I regained my senses, I had a morbid realization of what tune was emanating from my son's iPad. It was "Can't Help Falling in Love" by Elvis Presley.